Welcome to the History of Simple Things, where we delve into the fascinating history behind the little things that shape our world. Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating history of when women started wearing stilettos. These iconic high-heeled shoes have a rich and varied past, deeply intertwined with social, cultural, and fashion trends. From their early origins to their evolution into a symbol of elegance and power, stilettos have a story worth exploring. So let's step back in time and trace the journey of stilettos from ancient civilizations to modern runways. The history of high-heeled footwear can be traced back thousands of years. The earliest known examples of elevated shoes come from ancient Egypt, where both men and women wore platform sandals as a symbol of high status. In ancient Greece and Rome, actors in theatrical performances often wore cothurni, shoes with thick wooden soles, to signify the importance of their characters. However, these early forms of high heels were not specifically designed for women, nor did they resemble the stilettos we know today. During the Middle Ages, elevated shoes called pattens were worn by both men and women to protect their feet from muddy streets. These shoes had a raised wooden sole and were often worn over more delicate indoor footwear. The concept of high heels as a fashion statement began to take shape during the Renaissance. In the 16th century, Chopin became popular among the nobility in Venice. These shoes featured extremely high platforms and were worn by women to enhance their stature and display their wealth. The impracticality of Chopin's required women to rely on servants for support, further emphasizing their social status. The transition to what we now recognize as high heels began in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. It was during this time that the first heeled shoes designed specifically for women appeared in Europe. Catherine de' Medici, an Italian noblewoman who became the Queen of France, is often credited with popularizing the high heel. In 1533, she wore heeled shoes to her wedding to gain a height advantage and project an image of dominance. These early heels were thicker and more supportive than modern stilettos, but they marked the beginning of high heels as a fashion accessory for women. 17th and 18th centuries, high heels continued to evolve in both style and function. During the Baroque period, heels became more elaborate, with intricate designs and decorations. Louis XIV of France, known as the Sun King, played a significant role in popularizing high heels for men and women. He favored red-heeled shoes, which became a symbol of nobility and were restricted to the aristocracy. In the Rococo era, women's heels became more slender and curved, resembling the shape of modern high heels. The height of these heels varied, but they were often around 2 to 3 inches. Heels during this period were crafted from luxurious materials, such as silk and brocade, and they featured ornate embellishments like bows and embroidery. The French Revolution in 1789 brought about significant changes in fashion. The aristocratic styles of the past were replaced by more practical and democratic clothing. High heels, associated with the excesses of the nobility, fell out of favor. For several decades, women's footwear became more functional, with flat shoes dominating the fashion scene. It wasn't until the mid-19th century that high heels began to make a comeback. The Industrial Revolution brought advances in shoe manufacturing, allowing for more precise and varied designs. By the 1850s, high heels were once again a popular choice for women. The heels of this era were typically low and sturdy, providing a modest lift without compromising comfort. The modern stiletto heel as we know it emerged in the early 1950s. The name stiletto is derived from the Italian word for a small dagger, reflecting the heel's thin and pointed design. The invention of the stiletto heel is often attributed to Italian shoe designer Salvatore Ferragamo and French designer Roger Vivier. Ferragamo experimented with steel-reinforced heels, allowing for greater height and a more slender profile. Vivier, working for the fashion house of Christian Dior, introduced the stiletto heel in his 1954 collection, revolutionizing women's footwear. Stilettos quickly became a symbol of femininity and glamour. They were embraced by Hollywood actresses such as Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn, who helped cement their status as a must-have fashion item. The allure of stilettos lay in their ability to elongate the legs and enhance the wearer's posture, creating a visually striking silhouette. The rise of the stiletto heel in the 1950s and 1960s coincided with significant social changes. As women began to assert their independence and enter the workforce in greater numbers, stilettos became a powerful symbol of confidence and empowerment. The sleek and sophisticated design of stilettos conveyed a sense of authority and control, making them a popular choice for professional women. The 1970s and 1980s saw further evolution in the design and cultural significance of stilettos. The disco era of the 1970s brought bold and extravagant fashion choices, and stilettos were no exception. Heels became taller and more flamboyant, often featuring platform soles and vibrant colors. This period also saw the rise of designer labels, with brands like Manolo Blahnik and Jimmy Choo gaining prominence for their luxurious and meticulously crafted stilettos. The 1980s, characterized by power dressing and corporate culture, reinforced the status of stilettos as a symbol of authority. Women in the business world adopted the stiletto heel as part of their professional attire, using it to project confidence and competence. The iconic image of the power suit paired with stilettos became a defining look of the decade. The 1990s saw a return to sleek and simple designs, often featuring thin straps and monochromatic colors. Supermodels like Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford popularized these minimalist stilettos on runways and in fashion magazines. In recent years, stilettos have maintained their status as a timeless and versatile fashion staple. Designers continue to explore new ways to innovate and elevate the classic stiletto heel. Advances in technology and materials have allowed for greater comfort and stability, addressing some of the criticisms that have long plagued high heels. The diversity of stiletto styles available today reflects the changing landscape of fashion and personal expression. The history of stilettos is a testament to the enduring allure and complexity of fashion. From their early origins in ancient civilizations to their modern status as a symbol of elegance and empowerment, stilettos have evolved alongside societal changes and cultural trends. Stilettos are more than just shoes, they are a statement. They represent the intersection of style, identity, and self-expression. As we look to the future, it is clear that stilettos will continue to captivate and inspire, remaining a beloved and iconic element of women's fashion. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of stilettos. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of high heels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.